What will you do if former President Trump were to lose again?
Well, depending on how honest of an election it looked like it was, if it was honest and run correctly, I would accept it. If it wasn't, I would not accept it.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Then maybe we'll have to make him king.
Would we want to go back to a monarchy?
You don't know what's going to happen.
Would you be, if they decided to go back to a monarchy and make Donald Trump the king, would you be okay with that?
I would do that versus what we're at now.
Yeah.
With the system being manipulated and corrupted, it isn't a true democracy. If you don't have legal justice for everybody, you are no longer a democracy. That's the whole core of democracy.
But Queen Melania will not have been born in the United States.
So, she's a great first lady.
But if she were queen, would that be okay with you?
I don't care. Many of them haven't. I mean, she's a good person. Smart, beautiful.
God save the queen?
Never know. Now we have so much communism coming in and trying to take over our country, and they've been here for 20 years trying to, and they've been accomplishing it. They're good.
Would you be specific about that a little bit? Like when you say the communism coming into the country, where in the form of?
Infiltration throughout the system. I think they've gotten into a lot of your local. I think the coasts have it a lot more than we do, but maybe it's just more obvious on the coast. You never know.
Do you think that any of the legal problems that the former president's having are going to hurt him in this coming election?
No, it makes him stronger.
In what way?
It's kind of like in the Bible. It says that God will put you through a furnace and you'll come out like stainless steel in the end. If you don't have tribulation and you stand for God, you must not be totally standing for him, because that's where we're at.
And how did Donald Trump make your life better?
Oh, he gives me hope that someone will stand up for it. As the Bible also says, whenever there's times of great trouble and you're his people, that he will provide a leader. And I do believe that Trump is our leader that God has given us. It's kind of like Charleston Heston was called the American Moses, and he was in charge of the NRA and did the "In my dead hands will the guns be pulled." Yeah, and that was his famous statement. Yeah. And I seen where they had the 10 Commandments on public TV, and public TV said Charleston Heston's the American Moses. And I go, well, he was there, and now he's handing the baton to Trump. And Trump is our leader.
Except that he's not.
Morals and standards.
But even though Joe Biden goes to church every Sunday.
I'm not talking church.
Oh, well, you were talking about the Bible.
I am talking God in the Bible.
Yeah.
I'm not talking church. Some things get exaggerated, some don't. Yeah. What's reality? That's what we lost. How do you make judgments when you don't have reality and truth?
What do you think is the most dangerous thing happening in the country that people aren't talking about as much?
I think it's our basic trust of each other. We always looked at us as fellow citizens, and now we're divided, and we all look at, like a guy comes by driving just now and honking, and I put my thumb up, and then I go, oh, and then he goes by, and I go, oh, I could have got shot. You never know anymore. Maybe you aren't want to stand out in the crowd.
If President Biden were to walk up to us right now, what would you say to the president?
I'd say he's an illegitimate president, and I don't recognize him as my president.
See,
I never have.
But you just said to me the problem is division and not seeing each other as fellow Americans, and you're saying I would call you illegitimate.
I would say that he was not. The inner core of me did not believe it. There was too many things that didn't add up. When 2 + 2 don't equal 4, you got a problem.
What didn't add up for you?
Well, one of the things that didn't add up, like when they shut down the voting and told everybody to go home. We're closing doors. Well, they close doors, everybody goes home. Here's the camera going, and here we bring all these tubs out from underneath the table. Everybody's ready to do it. It's all pre-formed. It's pre-planned.
But the courts looked into
found it after.
the courts looked at this and found absolutely nothing.
Well, what explanation do you have for shutting down the voting unit?
The counting, you mean?
And then bringing out tubs that are hidden under the table and counting them after you tell everybody to go home.
Well, they were saying they were going home for the night and then coming back the next day.
Yeah, what they didn't. They went in right after everybody left the parking lot. They came in and started counting votes.
That may have been from that day's count. They investigated that and said it was totally normal and legitimate.
I seen the video. There's no way that it looked like it was a legitimate vote.
If
Would you have public precincts that you shut down and then everybody scurries in the back door off the alley and starts jamming ballots into it?
I don't know that happened. The court said
I
that
know
didn't.
that. No, I didn't say it, but I'm saying that is the same type of a practice